Otakuology Podcast with Otaku Mike and Jin Graves.
Am I going?
Yeah.
Hey, guys. What's up? Jin here with the Otakuology Podcast with my buddy, Otaku Mike.
Yeah.
And we have the original OG Nasty Man himself, Chase the Dark Sage.
What up? What up?
So how have you been? What's up?
Can y'all hear me?
Yes,
Yeah.
we can hear you.
Oh, okay, because I was looking at y'all's levels and I'm like, my levels aren't moving at all.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Mine's
All
not
right.
moving
All
at
right,
all
cool,
either.
You're good.
Okay, cool. Because I was just looking and I was confused.
Yeah.
So how are you?
I'm all right.
Since
Tired, but
since
I'm
the
all right.
last time we recorded and the recording got messed up.
Oh my god.
Life is life. I've been all right. Working hard. I'm trying to stay consistent and buying more manga as usual.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So
Because I've seen some of the stuff where you were, have you been like selling off part of your pops and then turning around and buying manga with it?
What I was doing, I was selling off my pops and I bought some manga with it. I actually bought a statue.
Yeah.
ooh, what'd
I
you
was
buy?
first selling off a JoJo Bizarre Adventure statue.
Oh,
It should be
nice.
actually coming in today. So
Sweet.
Awesome.
yeah, it was expensive. I'm not gonna lie to you.
How much was that?
It was a little bit over 600.
Whew. So it was a scale statue?
Yeah, like it's I forgot how big it is. I forgot how big it is, but I just know that I hope it's big enough for it to really be worth 600.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right. I bet as big as some of your One Piece statues that you have are a little bit bigger.
Oh no, my One Piece. They're like smaller figures. I call them like the broke. What do I call it? The broke boy statue. Or
Oh yeah.
I forgot what I called them. I forgot. I haven't reviewed a figure in a long while.
The
Poor man statue. That's what I call it.
yeah.
Poor man, the Bam Presto figures.
Yeah, the Figure Zeros and all that.
Yeah. Anyways, Jen, you want to get on with your first question for Chase?
Yeah, my first one is one that you knew was coming for a long time now, which is, have you checked out Funko yet?
No, I have not actually. What I've been trying to do is I've been trying to read a good amount of stuff in my collection, but I've also been I'm in the process of moving as well, so
Oh,
I'm trying
really?
to get
yeah.
stuff situated for that as well.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Where are you moving to? You're moving out of the college town that you're in over somewhere else?
Yeah, I'm moving out of college town. I'm still staying in state though.
Okay.
Mhm.
That's cool.
Yeah.
So, for anybody who doesn't know you, how did you get started in collecting manga, and also how did you start and wanting to be on YouTube for like manga, anime, collecting, and stuff like that?
So when it comes to manga collecting, just before being on camera and doing it, I wasn't like a serious manga collector, but when I was younger, like in middle school, I would pick up like a volume or two of like a manga, a volume for like Naruto, because Naruto was like the hot thing when I was in middle school.
Right.
I always loved Dragon Ball Z. Dragon Ball Z was like my first anime, but I was picking up a few volumes of Naruto here and there. I only had like 4 volumes throughout my whole not elementary, but grade school life. Then when I came to college, I was like, all right, I'm really liking Dragon Ball Super. It's just coming out. So I started picking up the Dragon Ball Super manga and One Punch Man, because One Punch Man, Dragon Ball Super will kind of bring me back in the anime, because at the time I wasn't really in the anime like I used to be when I was younger. So after that, last year during the whole pandemic thing, I was like, man, I'm getting all the higher end pops that I really like. I'm like, I want to start getting something else. So I was like, okay, let me get all of Dragon Ball Z on manga. Let me get, I didn't get Naruto yet, but I was like, oh, let me get all of Dragon Ball Z on manga. Let me catch up with my One Punch Man. And then I put out a video on YouTube during my pop YouTube days.
Mm-hmm.
And so that video did well. I didn't expect it to do well.
Yeah.
And so I wanted to do a bit more manga content. So a few months later, I did a manga video and it did really well. And I'm like, whoa. I'm like, my pop, you know, with the YouTube algorithm and stuff like that, if you guys toy with it or not.
Yeah.
YouTube likes consistency. So
yes.
Funko Pop, then manga. Like, you know, I thought it would throw off my algorithm real bad, like the way my views would be and things like that. But it actually attracted a good amount of people. And a lot of people, I saw like way more love ratio wise with likes and views compared to my Funko Pop videos. So I was like, all right, let me do a few more of these. Let me see what people think about them. And people just latched onto the manga content way more. And I'm like, and I started growing like super fast off the manga content. So I was like, Funko Pop. And then at that time, I was kind of done with Funko Pops because I gotten everything I wanted at that point. So I was like, I'm like, and I don't want my room full of Funko Pops because it just gets so tiring to look at times. So I was like, let me stop Funko Pops. Let me go to the manga. And manga honestly has been one of the best moves I've probably made on my YouTube channel because I used to do YouTube when I was in and now we're going to the second question. I used to do YouTube when I was in middle school. I was doing like video game videos. You can't find them on my channel now. I deleted those bad boys. But I was doing video game videos. I was like, man, I want to be a gamer when I get older on YouTube. Didn't work out because I was recording them on a touchscreen phone, and this type of touchscreen phone was ones that were pressure sensitive, not touch sensitive like ours are now. So the quality was bad. People was roasting me. I was doing Pokemon walkthroughs. I was wild when I was young. But then I went to skits, and so I was doing skits with my friends. It was all right, but it wasn't really getting traction there because skits were a big thing on YouTube at that time. But ours weren't really catching on, so I was like, all right, we just stopped because we grew up and we moved on and we had to go to college and stuff like that. Right. So I got to college. One of my friends said, man, you should get back on the YouTube, but he said you should do Funko Pop stuff because that's the stuff that you're into right now. He said there might be a lot of people who like that stuff. I'm like, man, I'm not about to talk about no Funko Pops. I'm like, I collect them, they cool, but bam. He was like, all right. He kept pressuring me, so I was like, all right, cool. I was like, when we move in together, when we roommates, I'll start doing the Funko Pop stuff. And when I started doing the Funko Pop stuff, I started being consistent. Once a week, I put out a video, and it started gaining a little traction. I'm like, all right, cool. I'm like, this is working out. Then, you know, obviously, I was doing Funko Pop stuff. I ended up growing. Then after I ended up growing for a while, obviously, I got tired of Funko Pops. Then I switched to manga. So, yeah.
What keeps you motivated as a creator to continue creating videos? Like, what's your driving force?
Honestly, things like the community, like the people who message me on Instagram, the people who message me on Instagram, the people who comment on my videos, people who show the videos love, people sharing them, people commenting some great things. Like a lot of people be like, man, you're the person that got me in the manga, or man, you inspired me to make a YouTube channel. You know, all that stuff initially inspires me more because it's like if no one was really checking it out, I really wouldn't be doing it. But I know everybody says, you know, do it because it makes you happy. It does make me happy, but I want people to also look at it too, or else I wouldn't post it. So that plus the money and the ads are also included in it. You know what I'm saying? I gotta give me a little look. I'm like, I might as well try and get me a little bag off of something because I see a lot of other people, you know, getting some sponsorships, getting stuff sent to them. I'm like, you know what? That'd be cool. And plus, for me, it's also a deeper thing too because there's not really that many people that are people of color that are doing this type of stuff. So I know a lot of people who are black or Hispanic. Very true. Yeah, so a lot of people who are like black and Hispanic, they're like, man, you inspire me. It's great to see a black content creator, you know, like not wilding out, but really like talking about the things that he loves and really is passionate about it and stuff like that. So that really like, I love being like that person of color to have such a platform and inspire others as well, because I love for diversity, whether it be more women in there, more people of color. I love to see any of that.
Oh yeah, and they might have a different take on something than like say you or I on like a specific manga, which makes things interesting. You know, like they might come from a different outlook on it. You know, which is cool. You know,
right? I still can't believe. The first time that I ever did a video with my brother, they were like, what? Because, you know, my brother got adopted into my family and everything, and so he's a guy of color. And so it was really funny the first time I ever posted a video, and people were like, that can't be your brother. I was like, yes, it is. No, it can't be. Yes, it is. So I remember people sitting there trying to bring stuff up about that. I was like, I'll be who I want to be. You be you.
Definitely.
Yeah. So it was cool having him on.
Oh no, I lost my questions. All right, there it is.
All right. Well, I'll go next because I have a long list of these questions that I need to get out of the way. Okay. I've been stealing over these.
For months.
We might as well just cut these right here. We're just going to go to a second podcast. Just call it Nasty Mans Are Us or whatever.
Are you taking my question?
No. I've been sitting on these questions for a long time, sir. A long time.
What is a nasty man, and how can I be a part of this gang?
Basically, the nasty man is okay. Think about it like this, because I like to put it in perspective.
Uh-huh.
I'm a usual shonen guy. I like my Naruto, my Dragon Ball Z, my JoJo. If you see me in store, like you know me, if you see me in store and you see me pick up an Uzaki-chan manga volume, and you know why I'm picking it up, it's not like my usual things. You know I'm getting into it for nasty purposes. You get what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So basically, the nasty man is more of a perverted view of getting these mangas. It's the excuse for being perverted and getting some of these mangas.
It's a person who likes Ichigo fan service, and it
let me ask you this, as a fellow content creator who likes the perverted stuff, because I put that stuff out on my channel as well. I do other things as well, but that is what my channel is known for. But do you ever get like backlash from your viewers because you put out that stuff? Because I have before.
Well, my thing was, I don't get It's funny because I don't get backlash. I actually have like a small community of perverted viewers now that are like, "You need to try this. You need to read that." Yes, they're like, "Yes, you finally picked it up. You got my recommendation." Like, they say stuff like that, or "Oh, Dark Sage, let us know what it's like after you get done reading it." Like, it's not like I'm over the top with the pervertedness. Like I'm like, "Oh yeah, I like the way she looks." Like tongue sticking out.
It's just a part of the manga, you know.
Hey,
exactly.
You should do a video like that though. Where oh my god, look at that.
See, I'm more kind of like that on Twitch. Like when people, the term, caught you in 4K. I'm more like that on Twitch. So people do get me like that, and they get small little clips of that. But on my YouTube channel, I do want it. Like, I want it to be nasty. I want it to be fun. I don't want it to always be the same thing. Like, oh, he's just always getting shonen manga. Like, I try out other things like slice of life stuff. So people really don't have a problem with it. Like, no one's really said like, oh man, you really need to stop that. I think the one time something kind of like that, I've known that, a company really acknowledged me once they said, we want to do a sponsored video, but we don't want to do it over one of your nasty man manga reviews. I'm like, oh, okay. That was like the only type of like comment where it was like, let's not do that. Like,
right.
Besides that, everybody else loves it.
Yeah, it was just interesting to see how other people perceive manga through different channels. I figure we all have around the same fan base, but it's interesting to see. Because once I saw you start talking about it, I was like, other people talk about this stuff? It's not just me?
Right.
And I was like, he likes Uzaki-chan as well?
Oh, yeah. I love Uzaki-chan. I love the anime.
So, let me jump in on this train. So, what's the most recent thing you've gotten to add to your Nasty Man collection movement?
Okay, so some people consider certain things nasty, man. My thing is, I consider something nasty if I'm going into it with the intention of me being perverted or something etchy or things like that happening.
Right.
So I recently have been reading Gagan or Jigan. I don't really know how to say
it. That book is crazy.
And see, right now I read up to volume 4, so I don't know if you talk spoilers on this podcast, but
it's fine.
All right, but I mean, I'm gonna give a brief synopsis in case anyone does want to read it. I don't recommend it. I don't recommend anyone reading it so far, as far as I'm into. But I know it's by the same creator of Gantz and Inuyashiki.
Yes,
and basically, first of all, I don't like the art. I'll tell you that right now.
Really,
like
I actually like the art.
It looks like CGI on paper. I
but that's because he does his work digitally.
Oh yeah, no, do it hand drawn. Come on.
Yeah, he does like Yeah, it's his Gantz and stuff is all digital. Like,
see, I haven't read Gantz.
Yeah,
so this is my
it's the
first
same artwork.
of his.
Just like if Gantz is just like Gigant or Gigants.
I don't like that. But
know.
basically, but basically, this story is about a boy that wants to be a film director. That's in high school.
Yes,
he meets the girl next door,
happens to be a porn star.
Yep. And she recently moves in. And he meets her out in the streets one day. I'm not going to tell you what exactly the details of all that, but he meets her on the streets one day. She has an abusive boyfriend. She's still in the industry. And one day, this random stranger walks up to her, hands her a CD, and puts a device on her and dies right in front of her or whatever. And this device enables her to grow as big as, I would say, like Godzilla type of height.
Yeah.
Right.
So she's able to do that on a will, and obviously she starts to incorporate that in her work. Her abusive boyfriend ends up leaving her, and the boy that she was friends with in high school, they end up dating.
Yeah,
and so all these weird phenomena start happening in the world from this website, and people go to this website, they vote for these weird phenomena that happen, and whichever one is the top voted will happen. And people in that world vote for the most like effed up stuff. Like, we want 3 gods' destructions to destroy Tokyo and make the population from billions to 1 million and stuff like that. She just comes and tries to save the day, basically.
Yeah,
it's not good. It's not good at all.
Really? Because I actually find it to be one of my favorite manga being published at the moment.
Well, see, my thing was when I first read the first 2 volumes.
Yeah.
I will say this: when I first read the first 2 volumes, I feel like I like the aspect of the boy meets the the certain hub star around the block. I like that aspect, even though it's illegal. But
most definitely.
Yeah, I like that aspect. I wanted to see more of that side happening.
Yeah.
Like, if I had a manga like that, I would like that, but. I bought it because I'm like, what, nasty. I'm like, she's probably growing while she's doing nasty things. I'm like, all right, cool. But then I see she's fighting. I'm like, I don't want to see that. Like, I feel like the manga was weird to be weird, just to be weird.
I know.
I heard Gantz is like that because Gantz has some weird stuff at the beginning, but
Gantz has some weird
That's what
stuff.
I've heard.
It's weird.
See, that's what I've heard.
Yeah.
Which is illegal in Japan, maybe.
We're not going to get into that, okay?
but my thing was I don't know. I didn't know anything about Gantz at this time. I still barely know anything. I just knew that prospect after I read the first 2 volumes, and I'm like, I feel like this is literally just weird to be weird because you want to introduce this growing aspect. You want to introduce this website that could cause people harm or make real life events actually happen. I'm like, this is just weird to be weird. I'm like, you got this Blu-ray that has unlimited amounts of storage. I'm like, what? I'm like, dog, no. So I read 3 and 4 yesterday.
It kind of sounds like Gintama, where it's like, I'll steal your idea, and that's what they did was just take like the most popular stuff at the time and just mix it all together,
See, I've heard great things about Gintama though. I haven't, but then again, I really don't. The Gintama, the amount of criticism I hear about Gintama, it's the vocal minority that makes it sound great. Right. I've heard no one talk down about Gintama.
Right.
But Gigant, like, if you search Gigant on YouTube, you see people like, oh, I don't like the series, or oh, I had to drop Gigant. And at first I'm like, whoa, this looking nasty, man. It's probably, they're not a cultured individual.
Right.
I'm like, okay,
not a man of culture.
I was reading it. I'm like, I might have to drop this as well. I'm like, I like my nasty stuff, but I don't like it to be too weird, like, or out of left field.
Right.
But I mean, volume 3 and 4, from the stuff we got from volume 1 and 2, I did like 3 and 4 and more. I will say that.
I do feel like there are certain aspects of Gigant that are shock for shock sake.
Thank you.
But I'm enjoying this weird journey that we're going on. Like, I would love to see more of her in the industry, because she's doing it to support her family, but her family doesn't want her to do it, type of thing.
I love that.
Yeah, and I was like, oh, that's interesting. And she's an interesting character. Right. But I also like this kaiju action that's going on over here.
See, I like that because I didn't get into it for that.
Okay.
Yeah, that's funny.
It depends on what I'm presented on it by. Like, if I a lot of times, like I said, when I look at a Nasty Man manga or when I think about buying one, my thing is I look at the cover. I'm the type of person, I tell everybody like this: I judge a book by its cover. The cover is important, especially if it's something that's in the store and it's wrapped up.
You're like,
and I can't
this looks interesting.
exactly.
Then read the back.
It looks nasty,
right? Yeah.
Well, I don't read the back. I like to be surprised.
Okay.
And so, I'm thinking, I'm like, oh, I'm about to get some nasty with this. I was like, this is just weird.
Have you read World's End Harem?
That is probably the second or third most recommended manga on my channel.
as somebody who has read it and I've did videos about it, it's produced. It's a part of shonen, like the shonen book. Like it's a shonen title,
Mhm.
but it's from like it's on the same magazine as like Spy X Family and Kaiju #8 and stuff like that. But it's a pretty good title if you're looking for nasty man stuff, and it gets really interesting with like the mental aspect of people.
It's very nasty, man.
It's very nasty, man. It's like we'll take if you take one more step, you're in the hentai zone.
Oh, I need that. Then.
Yeah.
I need that.
Right?
Who's it published by?
It's under the Ghost Ship 7 Seas line.
Oh yeah, that's one of my favorite publishers right now. They get all the nasty man.
Yeah.
They get all the nasty.
Yeah.
Man.
So let me throw this question at you then. So we've talked about the big three and all that other stuff here and there. So if there was a nasty man big three, what would it be?
Oh man. If there was a nasty man big three,
yeah.
Ooh, like big three, like everyone knows these nasty men.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, we got to put. So I don't want to call this number one because it's not my number one. But I can acknowledge it as a number one. High School DxD is number one.
It could be number 3.
Yeah,
I've never fully watched High School DxD. I've seen a few episodes here and there, but I got to put it as number one.
It's not bad. It's okay.
All right. My number one, but I had to put it in the nasty man big three, Prison School. That's the nasty man Bible.
Yeah.
That's what brought the nasty man out of me. I was like, yo, I need more of this.
Have you read his other work, Raw Hero?
I am buying it currently, and I have not read it yet because I want more volumes.
I won't
be left off on a cliffhanger.
I won't spoil it, but it's just as good, if not better, than Prison School. It's really good, and the take they have on like superheroes is like really funny. It's like laugh out loud funny at points.
We have an episode where we actually talk about Volume 1, so you'll have to listen to it after you read it.
I'm gonna definitely do that. But if I had to choose a third one, I think the third one would be hard. Like I'd have to look at my shelf.
I would put "Don't Meddle with My Daughter" on there.
See, I haven't heard of that one.
It's a spoof on like American superheroes, but with in Japan.
Chase going off of ones that are actually like big known as well.
Okay, ones that are big known. Sorry then.
Yeah.
No. I would put Worlds and Harem on there. It's getting a lot of traction because that anime is coming out for it.
See, I want to say that, but then I want to put interspecies reviewers.
Oh, yeah, that's the one that was never released.
I love it.
No, the manga is released.
Oh, the manga is, but the anime got shut down and then it got picked up by somebody else.
Oh, trust me, trust me. I've seen a lot of people say they went to a certain website, that ends in Hub,
which is weird because
they went to go watch it on there.
The manga,
because I think Funimation actually dubbed it.
They dubbed some of it, I believe, and then they dropped it because they didn't realize it got that graphic.
Do they not watch the series before they end up dubbing it?
Not always. Not always. Actually, sometimes they just get stuff to get stuff. Like,
understandable.
Yeah, I love.
I would. Oh, I guess. Yeah, I would put. I would put interspecies reviewers on there probably. Yeah, that one's pretty big.
I love it. That's one of my faves. So,
see,
what's your nasty man top 3 though? Like, if you were going to speak into existence, what would be your 3 be that you'd be like, everybody needs to read this and it should be in everybody's collection?
Oh, well, Prison School is number 1.
Yeah.
Prison School, I watched the anime, and that's what led me to buy the manga. And that's why I went full out. I was like, yo, I got to buy all 14 volumes of this. Even the side story that has no text on it.
Right?
Just has pictures.
Right.
I was like, yo, pure nasty man energy. This is I don't know if y'all watch Black Clover, but this is the grimoire. This is what gets you the nasty man power, the nasty man magic right there.
Prison School is number 1 collection.
Oh yeah, you gotta have Prison School in the collection.
Yeah.
Now I haven't read all of Prison School because I heard the ending is bad, and I kind of want to keep Prison School in that great light that I see it in. Prison School is number 1.
Right.
This is tough.
You should just be like nasty man powers activate.
Yeah, exactly. That's what it is. It's like the Power Rangers. Like you get a whole new suit and everything.
Exactly.
No, I'm trying to think of something else. And see, something. I haven't read too much nasty that's really known.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But if I had to make my nasty man top 3, Food Wars has to be in there. I heard, like, I've seen some of Food Wars. I haven't seen a whole bunch to go off of. But the stuff I've seen, I'm like, oh yeah, Food Wars is in there. You are not watching Food Wars just based off of the food.
No,
Stop it.
No, you want to see clothes explode.
That's why they don't have recipes in it.
We got that. Let me see another nasty man title. Another one. Let's see. This is. If I have to go off of what I think, I don't know. I'm gonna have to put interspecies reviewers in there because you look at the cover, you already know what you're getting into. Like you already know.
Right.
It's pure nasty.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think those would be my 3.
Bam.
It's not a bad big 3.
It's not.
No.
Next week, all of Chase followers. Yeah. We got a new Bible right here. Nasty Man top 3. Everybody
definitely
starts buying it. I can't find Prison School anywhere. Why? Because everybody's buying it.
Well, I have been told that I am the reason why certain things are out of stock, and I was like, okay, yeah, because I'm the number one reason for that one.
Yeah. Totally. So you've talked about on your channel before, quality over quantity when it comes to collecting your manga.
Mm-hmm.
Can you elaborate on that thought process?
Well, my thing is, especially when it comes to figures, because figures, when it comes to manga, I still say the same thing. Like, don't just be buying manga just to buy manga. Like, if I don't like something, I'm gonna sell it out of my collection. Like, I'm not gonna keep it.
Right.
But when it comes to like, that's more for figures for me because figures are a bit more expensive than manga.
Yeah.
Manga's like $10. Figures, you spending like 80 to 100, and I wouldn't, especially Funko Pops, because Funko Pops is like it's a very dangerous game to get into because if you collect too many, it can fill up your space so much. So my thing was when it comes to that, especially, I'd rather get like grails and keep a nice complete set of something that I really love over just getting a whole bunch of stuff that, you know, I had some type of nostalgia for. Like, oh, I've had a strawberry shortcake before, let me get the strawberry shortcake Funko Pops. Or I've had an Oreo before, let me get the Oreo Funko Pop if there is one. Or let me get the Kool-Aid one. I'm like, yeah, I'm not getting that. Like, you know, I really centered it on the things I love, which was anime at the time. I mean, I still love anime, but my Funko Pop collection was more of anime. And you know, when it came to that, I collected like all the animes that I liked and I loved. But when I moved over to figures, I was super more selective with that. And I was like, all right, let me get the characters I really love, and let me like really like, you know, go hard on those figures I really want, like the Whitebeard I have in the back.
Right.
It's like $80 to $100, I believe. I really like that, and I wouldn't just spend $80 to $100 on just any One Piece character. I have a SH Figure Arts Grade 8 Vegeta. I love that moment in Dragon Ball Z. Like that was a pivotal moment to me. That was one of the best fights in anime. Goku versus Vegeta, and to have the Great Ape and to have him like actually have a hand where he holds Goku like crushing him. Oh yeah, I love that type of stuff. Right. So when I say quality, like get things that I guess just look super great and like it's like things that you would not get rid of at all. Yeah, and you just don't have like little meaningless things that, you know, you like, I really don't care for that.
Yeah, because I feel like being on YouTube and doing the whole manga tube, whatever you call it thing, it kind of drives me to pick up random stuff sometimes, and I'm like, because like the hype around it, and like, well, I don't need this in my collection type of thing. You know, it's not like the up to my quality of, you know, being good and keep collecting it. You know, and I just found it interesting. Like you kind of had the same thought process a little bit with your collecting as well.
Yeah, because my thing is I've heard this from somewhere else. I think it was maybe East Coast Manga. Shout out to him. I think it was him where he has the 3 manga rule, which I always had like that rule for anime, like the 3 episode rule, except for JoJo. Don't do that for JoJo. But the 3 manga volume rule, where it's like if you don't like it after 3 volumes, or you don't see anything like any type of potential with it, don't continue it. Don't force yourself to buy more just because other people like it or not. Yeah. If you don't like it, you don't be afraid to be like, yeah, it's not my taste. Like, you know, you don't have to say, oh, it's trash, but it's not my taste. You know, just give up on it.
Yeah, I usually give like two volumes of manga for me. Usually,
I don't even,
because that's a good amount of chapters.
Yeah. I don't even do that. I'm like, if I hear a lot of people talking about it, I won't even pick it up. I'll be like, you know, because in that moment, like people ruin it for you. So like I
True.
haven't even read like Vinland Saga yet, and I own the whole thing, that's come out. I'm
Oh,
like, I
when it
can't
comes
even
to
get
stuff
into
like
it.
that, I'd say watch the anime and see if you like it. Trust me, that anime. I know I'm gonna sound like everybody. It's amazing. Like I
Actually,
did not think I would like Vinland Saga. That anime is amazing.
I have to agree with him. It is really good. I watched the first couple episodes the other day, and I was like, God, why have I been sleeping on this?
But like I used to always promote this thing too that I call the sandwich technique. So you always have you have manga that's different, like fresh that you're trying out, and stuff that actually is zesty, like your sauce. It's something that you're gonna go back to because you're gonna love it, and you know that you will. But you always need kind of one that's going to be a little dry or something that you're like, okay, well, I enjoy it. It might not be the best, but then that's like the one you read, and then when you go to one that you really like, you hop into it, and you're like, holy shit, that was so much better than if I had just went and read the whole series, through it. So
I completely understand.
yeah,
I have a series like that.
That's kind of my philosophy about it. That's what like parts of like Seven Deadly Sins of Fairy Tale was for me. And then I would I'd read One Piece, and then like after I'd save One Piece till like the last one of that stack that I had. And, oh man, this is like 10 times better than it would have been if I was just reading like volume 56 up to volume 80 or whatever, So.
But you really can't compare One Piece to anything because One Piece is like it's too top tier. It's too top tier.
Yeah, but there's a lot of people out there that don't even like One Piece and don't give it a chance.
See,
like, no.
I was one of those. I was one of those people. Like, it's too many episodes, too many chapters. I'm not gonna do it. No. But I'm like, I mean, people read Naruto. Naruto has like 700 chapters.
Right.
That is true.
And people there are people out there who rewatch Naruto, all of it, after they've seen it. I'm like, you literally could have been putting that time into One Piece, and you would have been caught up more than. And you could have had a little bit of a rewatch of One Piece compared to all that you're doing for Naruto.
So let me ask you: would you, if you told somebody to go watch One Piece,
I wouldn't tell them to go watch it
or read it, I guess I don't know.
He
would you say take out the fillers?
Well, I tell everybody if you're gonna get into One Piece, read it.
Okay,
read it. I'm like, because trust me, it gets to the point way quicker than the anime does.
Right,
better pacing. To me, it's more cohesive and I mean not cohesive but consistent, especially in art and especially in artwork.
Yeah,
and I will say that people won't maybe if you don't love One Piece after Water 7 or Endless Lobby, you're not gonna like One Piece. I'll tell you that now.
That's a long time into the manga.
True, but I will say the arc before that, the big arc before that, Skypiea.
Yeah,
woo, that was a doozy. That was a doozy. I was not feeling Skypiea at all.
That was
No, I have to agree with that as well.
I don't know.
Like if I take Skypiea out, I feel like it doesn't affect the story.
Probably.
True.
Probably so. Yeah. Well, I mean, I would argue and say like if you don't like One Piece by the time you get to Don Krieg or Arlong, like you're done. Like don't even go no farther. Because it's going to get better from there, but if you haven't made it that far and you don't like those characters as like these big boss people to get you started, you're not going to like the rest of the series.
True. But I feel like those aren't like a really good. They're not really good representations of One Piece because if we go down, let's look at certain villains in One Piece, like because to me all those villains, and especially you really don't get Arlong's purpose or his motives until you get all the way to Fishman Island, which is after the time skip.
Right.
So my thing is like when I said for One Piece, everything in East Blue is more character driven more than the actual villains.
Right.
Because you would like a dope villain, but there weren't really many dope villains in that part. Like the first dope villain you get is Crocodile for me.
He is pretty cool. Yeah.
Like he looks cool. His powers is cool. He's the first person to actually the first villain to actually beat Luffy like 2 or 3 times. I was like, yo, I like this. He is dope. And he feels like an actual character while these other guys, they just feel like they're big and bad for no reason. Like, you know what I'm saying? Until Arlong gets more character development in Fishman Island.
Right. Right. Which you think that was I can't remember. Is it Oda that writes it?
Yeah.
Is it? Yeah. Do you think that he ever like started out writing One Piece at that point and it's like, hey, I'm going to bring this back up later on and do this, or that he kind of waited to get to that point and goes, let's flesh out Arlong a little more. He was something I used way back in the past. Let's do it now, kind of situation.
Didn't they do the same thing with like Buggy? Like Buggy comes back at one point.
Buggy's always been around.
Okay.
Yeah, I wouldn't say they flesh him out. I mean, they add. I mean, you see him more. I don't know where y'all are at in One Piece, but you see him more in other arcs, like kind of backstory-ish, but not for him though.
Yeah. I stopped with was it Don Flamingo?
Yeah.
Oh, Doflamingo.
Oh, yeah. Doflamingo. Okay. Sorry. Yeah, that's when I stopped because I was like, "This is going on forever." Like,
yeah, I heard Dressrosa was rough.
This story is going on and on and on, and I was like, I just got to put it down. I can't right now. And that was a couple years ago when I read it.
Yeah, so, I understand. I heard it was rough week to week for that. Like for me, I guess I'm living that now with Wano.
Okay.
That's
the samurai one, right?
Yeah, that's where I'm at.
I'm like, yo, this is going on forever. Yeah. I mean, even though they've been dropping some really dope stuff lately, I'm like, yo, I feel like I've been watching the same. I mean, I've been reading the same thing forever. I'm like, come on.
That's where I'm at. I'm right before Wano, so I'm like, I don't know if I want to jump.
And Wano's the longest arc. That's the funny part.
Oh, is it?
Wano's the longest arc.
I think it's the longest arc. Unless you don't want to count the beginning part where they don't actually have an arc set for it. Because, the whole first, 26, 27 volumes, they just call it, like, the East Blue or something, But you can tell.
I think the first 100 chapters are East Blue.
Yeah.
The first 100 chapters are East Blue, and then right after that is Baroque Works.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's weird how they kind of throw those out, too.
So, as being a big shonen fan, what do you think of the new crop of shonen manga that are coming out at the moment?
Okay, so are we specifically saying stuff that's manga only, or stuff that has an anime and a manga too?
Either or, it's fine.
So currently, the new shonen that I have read or have been reading that have no manga. I mean, that have no anime. My bad. That have no anime. I love Chainsaw Man, but who doesn't love that? I'm not saying anything special with that one.
Yeah,
right.
I like Spy X Family. I'm not saying anything special with that one either. I like Sakamoto Days. I feel like I don't see enough people talk about Sakamoto Days.
Right.
I like that. I've read the first few chapters of Undead Unluck. I'm like, it's cool. I see the potential with this. I don't feel myself loving it, but I'm still like, it's a shonen. I'm like, it ain't bad. I'll say that. I heard Mashal, which I like to call it Trashal, because a lot of people say it's not good, even though I haven't tried it out myself yet.
Which one's that one?
The one where it's like Mashal, then it has the colons, magic and muscles, basically.
Oh, okay,
and people say it's like a One Punch Man meets Harry Potter or something like that. One Punch Man meets
I don't think I've heard of that one yet.
Like you'll see like a boy with a bowl cut on the front cover, and he has like a weight in his hand.
Oh, I'm already out. He has a bowl cut. I'm out.
Yep,
I'm out.
Done.
Nope.
But they say like he's like One Punch Man, like basically like he's super powerful. So I'm like, that don't sound fun because if we look at One Punch Man, especially like right now, I love One Punch Man. But I could tell someone right now it's not the greatest thing ever. Like, the art is great. It's way better than anything shonen right now. But
yeah,
I
end up
story-wise.
But I mean, we have so many characters like that. Like you could take either Saitama from One Punch Man, or you could take oh god, what's his name? The Asta from Black Clover. I mean, they're all strong characters.
But see, my thing is with Asta, it's two different things because One Punch Man was made as a gag character.
Yeah.
Right.
While Asta, like Black Clover is my favorite new gen as of right now.
Right.
Well, Asta, even before he was able to have technically get his ability, anti-magic, you can see that he works hard for it. Like he works for it. And even while he has anti-magic, he's still a disadvantage to people who have magic. Say for people who throw projectiles at him and he can't get up close to him with the sword. Right. It's like, what's he going to do then? I could go into a big old in-depth thing about Black Clover, but I love Black Clover because Asta is literally the underdog character. Right. He starts off with no magic. You think that he's not going to get any magic, but then he does get a grimoire, the thing that grants people spells and stuff like that. But even his grimoire, he still has no magic. He has anti-magic.
Right.
The ability to take away magic. So when you first read that, you're like, dog, this is like a super big slap on the face. But the way that they use it, I love it.
Right.
I love Black Clover.
Do you?
Oh my god.
Do you feel like Black Clover deserves like the hate or backlash it gets?
I think it got the hate and backlash. I'm not gonna lie, I was part of that crowd.
Uh-huh.
It got the hate and backlash initially from the anime, and I will say the manga as well, because at the beginning it felt like Naruto Jr. And like I said the same thing for the anime when I first, because that's my first experience with Black Clover was the anime. And I was like, oh, this is Naruto Jr., but he's super loud with it. Because Naruto was loud, too.
At the beginning,
he
was loud. Yeah.
Yeah, but, he literally has the same thing. Naruto, I want to be Hokage.
Yeah.
Awesome. I want to be the Wizard King. I'm like, oh, shut up. You are just Naruto Jr. You're taking the place of Boruto right now. And I dropped the anime because I'm like, yo, this is too much like Naruto. It's not bringing me in. But then, I dropped it. I came back a few years later. Went to the manga, and I'm like, oh my gosh. And I'll be real with you, I didn't fall in love with Black Clover until like chapter 70 something. Like that's why I was like, all right, it's really getting its own footing right now. I will say it's good.
Is that like deep within the manga? Like, is that a good amount of volumes?
I know right now the manga has about almost 300 chapters. It's like 290 something.
Oh wow, that's a lot.
What fight was it that you said you fell in love with it on?
You said what fight? Is it that I loved?
Yeah, that what you came back on.
The fight where
like chapter 70 or whatever.
I'm trying to think. I don't remember, because that's my thing with Black Clover. The only thing I don't like about it, I don't like the villains. The villains aren't really. They don't really I don't really sit with them well. They're not memorable at all. So it was when they went to like an underwater temple or something like that.
Oh, okay.
And that's when Yeah. Do you know what part I'm talking about?
Yeah, the seven dragons flute whistle thing, and they found the first gem.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah. And then he meets the girl that wants to be a singer or whatever. Yeah. So that's the part where I started loving it. I was like, yo, and then you see you see Vanessa and I forgot his name. The one that has a brother that tried to kill him later on. I forgot his name. But the one where they team up and they fight that guy, I was like, yo, that's dope. That's fire.
Not Farrell. Farrell is the warp guy. You're talking about the happy-go-lucky kid. Lightning?
The one that's...
Is that his
name?
No.
No. I know who you're talking about. But I'm talking about the one that flirts a lot when he's out in the city with Asta and them.
Oh, Farrell. Yeah. That's the
Farrell.
Yeah. He's my, like the captain says, he's my human card.
Oh yeah, I like that. That's hilarious. I think the thing that really shines on Black Clover is the cast of characters, especially the Black Bulls. To me, I said that's my favorite team ever since the Straw Hats.
I mean, they all have different personalities and stuff that are just totally different, and they work off of each other.
Exactly.
Especially when they added I want to say his name was Nick, the guy that was asleep in the tower and nobody knew about him except for Asta because he would absorb.
Henry.
Yeah. One.
See, I love that. I kind of felt like that was a little bit of a plot device, a little bit, but I was like, all right, I can roll with it. I
did too. I was like, so what's his magic again? And then he turned the whole building into a big bull, and I was like, this is a little overkill for the Black Bulls, okay?
See, but I loved it.
I loved it too.
Man.
I got to that page, I was like, it's a fucking bull. Hell yeah.
Same.
So, yeah. That's crazy. So, let's see what else I got. What anime / manga world would you like to be a part of? And what powers would you like to get there?
Are you saying he's like the main character in the manga or anime?
No, he got thrown into a world.
Oh, so he's just like a random.
Oh, that's what makes it more tough, because it's like, even if I go in that world, what if I don't end up with them powers?
You're just saying he's like a random villager.
Yeah. Well,
oh my god.
I mean, it's always my argument. Like everybody goes, like when this question gets proposed to me or whatever, I'm like, Pokemon. That's all I want, Pokemon. And they're like, why do you pick that? You could pick One Piece or anything else. I go, am I really guaranteed that power? I said, what if my DNA doesn't work in that world? Does my DNA swap over to the world where I can get those powers, or am I just going to eat a fruit and be like, oh, this tastes like an apple?
Well,
you're supposed to get fire powers off of it, you can't. You know.
Well, with One Piece, you can still have hockey training.
That's true.
So,
but that's what I'm saying is, does that work there? Because they're in that universe, kind of, sort of. If we were to bring with ourselves the laws of our world still, does that stuff affect us in the same way? You know, like if you were like, oh yeah, I'm going to go and train and get hockey or whatever. But what if it was like here, like we can train as much as we want on Earth and never be able to really use hockey, you know?
Okay, I got one. I want to say Akira.
The movie?
The manga. Akira.
Oh, I haven't read the manga.
See,
so I don't know nothing about that. But I'd be afraid to be in Akira. I'd be afraid.
I want some form of like superpower or whatever. That's why.
I changed my mind. I want to be in the Kirby manga.
I'm done.
I mean, what if he like absorbs you and you never come out?
That's true.
I'll make sure not to get absorbed.
So you say that. Have you played Super Smash Bros. And try to get away from when he's trying to absorb somebody?
That's true.
That's the scariest thing ever. I got mine though. I got mine.
I don't know. Could we always imagine seeing Kirby with a beard after that?
I mean, that'd probably be a nice look for him.
Right.
You wouldn't exist anymore. Wait, but that'd be a nice look for him.
Do we know if whatever he absorbs doesn't exist anymore?
I don't know. I mean, there's a Kirby manga, so someone's gonna have to figure that out.
Mike's read the Kirby manga.
I have, and it's really funny. In the first chapter, he gets drunk.
I'm done.
And becomes like a drunk Kirby.
Oh my god.
Okay, see, I just made a video and I was like, who's reading Kirby? I'm like, who's into Kirby? So see, if you watch that video, do not take offense.
If you look up Kirby manga, my video is the first one that shows up.
Oh god.
I thought it's a really funny manga. Like, I enjoyed it.
I'm gonna check it out because I need to see somebody's thoughts on the Kirby manga.
Okay, yeah.
But if I had to be absorbed, if I had to be put into a world and given the rules that you guys are giving me, I would go with Hunter x Hunter.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. Because I can have anyone can have everybody can have Nen or Master Nen.
Right.
It's just, are you training to get it basically?
Right.
So yeah, and then plus Nen is to me is the second best power system in anime.
What's the first?
The stand ability within JoJo.
Okay.
See, I would have said JoJo, but everybody doesn't get a stand unless you get hit by the arrow.
Oh, yeah.
We're not guaranteed I'm getting hit by the arrow. At least with Hunter x Hunter, I have an ability to get Nen.
Yeah, that's true. Goodness.
So having a channel that's dedicated to collecting things, what's one of the most hardest things you run into when running a channel like that?
I mean, once I move soon, really money.
Yeah.
Talking about my actual thoughts on the manga. Because everybody, my thing is, any manga channel knows, manga tuber channel, quote unquote, people are going to like to see your collection.
Yeah.
People are going to like to see hauls.
Yeah.
People are going to like to see hunts. But if you look at my channel, for example, if you look at my reviews, they don't perform as well as like a haul, unless it's like a really big name, like something like Black Clover. Or if I'm talking about Berserk, which is still huge in itself, I only get like 1,000 something views on it compared to like a haul where I get like 4,000, 5,000 easy.
Right.
Like, you know what I'm saying?
It's how many subscribers do you have right now? About
20,900 something.
Huh.
Okay,
that's interesting because my reviews perform better than my hauls videos do. So we have like the opposite effect.
See, I wouldn't know what effect I would want because I think with any manga tuber channel, those videos, like I was saying, the ones that do best, they do best for everyone. Just go on YouTube and type in manga collection. There are people with way more views than I've ever gotten on a single video.
Yeah. Or
my total channel.
Yeah, true.
They have it on a few of their videos.
Oh yeah, like I was watching. Like, wow. Was it the Omni bus collector, and he just dropped his manga collection video, and it was like 36,000 views on one video. I was like, whoa,
Right.
that's a lot.
See, that's why I don't want to put mine out.
But he also has that aspect of, I'm not hating him. I respect him.
Oh no, he's one of the nicest guys to talk to.
See, have y'all talked to him?
I've messaged him back and forth on like DMs, talking to him, asking him like advice on like different comics that he collects.
Yeah, I've heard he's in Texas, so
he is. He's up in Dallas, I believe.
Yeah. See, and I want to talk to him. I want to meet him.
But he's a nice guy.
He has the great aspect of, I had the largest manga collection on YouTube. I'm like, he does. And when you hear that, you want to see that collection.
Yeah.
Does he? What's his number?
Like over 2,600, I believe.
Jen has over 5,000.
I have 6.
Who is that?
Jen Graves. He's on this. You're talking to him right now.
Oh, I thought you said Jim. Like
Jim.
No.
Yeah, Jim.
I was like, huh? I thought you were talking about Jim Mint. I'm about to say he don't collect money.
No. Jen has over 6,000 manga.
Yeah.
You need to do a super. Well, if you do a manga collection, it's going to be like an hour, 2 hours long.
Yeah.
Well, I did an old one when I had like 4 something, and it's a 4-part video. So.
Jeez.
Yeah. So it's still up on my channel if you want to check out like the first 2 or whatever, because then it just kind of gets shitty. But that's why I don't want to put one out, because I'm like, all the work I have to put into it. What if it doesn't bear any fruit? Like,
nah, it's gonna bear fruit.
Oh, it would bear fruit. You use the right keywords. It'll get you views.
Yeah.
People will click on it.
There's people with less manga than me.
Yeah,
I'm not saying nothing bad about that.
Yeah,
there's people with less manga than me that get like over like a whole bunch of numbers, like bigger numbers than I get. So
right.
You have 5,000, you're gonna get some clicks.
Yeah,
people are gonna want to see what's in your collection.
Just you gotta have it all in one video.
Yeah,
that's true. We're gonna take this and we're gonna just do like a still image slideshow of it, and we're just gonna do it. It's all gonna be up for 1 second. Just poop, 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 poop.
I mean, honestly, for a video that you're doing, I just say don't edit it. That video is gonna be hard.
Yeah, don't edit it whatsoever.
Like, it's not like me where, I got 500. I'm not literally going by every single manga. I just say, this is all my Black Clover. This is all my
Yeah.
No, you have 5,000.
Right.
That's like 10 times literally what
this is my entire shelf.
Right.
Yeah.
And this is another shelf. And there.
I just say, put them videos together and don't edit it. Put it out. Hey.
Right.
Right there.
Goodness.
So my next question is, other than anime, manga, Funko Pops, do you have any other hobbies that people don't know about?
I mean, that's my thing. That was my hobby.
Okay.
And it's really hard because, that like reading manga is my hobby. So I just made my hobby and I put it out there on YouTube, basically. Like collecting was my hobby before I was on YouTube. So this is all my hobby. It's just I put it out there on YouTube now. I mean, the only thing I'd say is, obviously you hang out with friends, but the older you get, the more you kind of distance. You get a little more distance with your friends because life is happening.
Yeah,
right.
You got to build on your life. So I'd say I don't hang out with friends as much as I used to. But besides that, it amplified more when I wasn't hanging out with friends. So I'm like, I'm in the house. I'm like, let me go ahead and read. Let me go ahead and watch something. And I'm just watching that.
Right.
Cool.
I used to go to the movies, but obviously I don't know what happened during.
Right.
Yeah. So being in the movies used to be my number one thing ever.
And you're still in college, right?
Kind
of, sort of.
N/A. Like that question is not available right now.
Okay.
I don't know what I want to do.
Yeah. Let me see. What about your favorite Pokemon? You got a favorite Pokemon? Just shoot from the hip here.
See, I don't want to be like everybody else, but I love Charmander. I love Charizard and all.
Okay, I thought you were gonna be like Pikachu.
Nah. I mean, everybody, with the whole big Pokemon craze.
Yeah.
Oh, everybody likes Charizard. If there's no like Pokemon card set with a Charizard in it, they're not a true Pokemon fan or something like that.
Right.
I love Charizard. I'll say it right now.
Yeah.
I loved it when he used to burn Ash up. Like,
Right.
yo, I loved it. That's me.
I'm a Snorlax guy. I like Snorlax.
I've
Understandable.
always been a
Yeah.
Dragonite, unless we go off the starters, and then
Dragonite just looks like a Charizard that got stung by a bee.
So get out of here.
He looks like Fat Charizard.
Get out of here. Whatever. So starter wise, I'd have to say maybe like a Torchic because I like that whole line. And then if we're just
I do too.
If we're just going first gen, I'd have to go with Bulbasaur.
Understandable.
I
like Squirtle too.
Yeah,
I do not like Bulbasaur. Bulbasaur is the only starter I really don't like out of Gen 1.
Especially when
you
Squirtle
break my
puts on
heart
those.
like this, Chase.
When
I'm sorry. He didn't look cool.
when Squirtle puts on those glasses, he looks like a badass.
Exactly. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The Squirtle Squad?
Yes,
Come
we got
on.
a whole squad with them.
The Squirtle Squad,
I'm like-
exactly.
Bulbasaur don't got that shit.
You know why? I bet we all like Charmander is because he was such a loner out there by himself, and he still survived. Like, hey, motherfuckers, I'm still here. You know,
True.
because
And plus-
Bulbasaur was like the daycare person, and then Squirtle had his little gang, and it was like Charmander's the only one out here living by himself, and it still survived.
I mean, but he was abandoned though, so he
That's
really had no
true.
choice.
That's true.
And then
Maybe-
plus, let's look at it like this: the two starters I like, both are on their 2 feet. Bulbasaur on 4, all 4s. Come on, bro, you look like a pet. Come on, I want you to look cool when you next to me.
Tamagotchi. So, let's see what else I got. Oh yeah, you got any favorite like otaku snacks, like a specific drink that you like to pick up, or like food?
Okay, so I've been out with my friends Jerry and David from the Uncensored Anime Podcast, and woo, they have gotten me addicted to boba. Every time we go out, I'm like, yo, I gotta give me some boba, dog. At first, when I first had boba, I didn't like it like that. I'm like, I don't get it. Like, you know, I'm like, what? I'm like, do I have to be a weeb to like this or something? Like, I have to be super weeb.
The tapioca one.
I think it was the first time I think it was a tapioca one, but I didn't have like a tea with it though. Like I didn't have like
it's the same
like
stuff.
You know, like a tea or a coffee, like as the mixed drink. Like I had like a smoothie. And so I guess that's what really threw me off.
Oh yeah.
When I went with them and I was like, give me a recommendation what to get. I got it. I'm like, yo, I love this. Right. So every time we go manga hunting, and you know, it's always convenient that the manga places that we go to are right next to a boba spot.
shop.
So I was like, yeah, so I'm like, yo, we got to get some boba before we leave, before we go to our next spot. Right. Oh my god, I haven't had boba in a while now.
You're like, damn you, Jin. Why'd you put this on my mind?
Facts. I got to get some boba today.
No,
it's Saturday. I need boba.
We had a little sushi place that popped up down here that's like it's trying to be like a 3-star /bar /boba gelato place. And if you order like boba from them, oh my god, that's like the only place I can get like really good boba that's different compared to just the tapioca. So, oh man, yeah, strawberry, orange, melon. I mean, tons of them. I love it.
I need to try it.
Yeah.
So when it comes to Funko Pops, I know you're a big like Dragon Ball Z Funko Pop collector.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have a complete like run? Like, is it complete, like up to date at the moment?
Oh, at the moment, I started selling some of it off.
Okay,
but at the time, like I posted videos when I had the complete set, but I think I'm like a wave or 2 behind. Okay. And after those last 2 waves, they put out some last 2 waves, and they had some exclusives I didn't like. I was like, you know what, I'm done. I'm like, you know what, I don't want the title of having a complete Dragon Ball Z collection. I still got my Arlia Vegeta though.
Oh, cool. Before you started selling them off, how many did you actually have?
Dragon Ball Z or Funko Pops?
We'll say both.
Dragon Ball Z, well over 100. Well over 100. I couldn't give you the number because I didn't know the number. But Funko Pops, I know I had over 400.
Whew. Well, that's a lot. That's a lot of boxes.
That is definitely a lot of boxes.
Oh man, I have
now I have less than 200 now, maybe 300.
So, do you still have the gold Frieza that you told us about before when we screwed up the other recording?
I do still have the Golden Frieza.
Okay.
I do.
Which one was the hardest one for you to acquire?
I probably see. I don't want to say Arlia Vegeta
Or most expensive?
because that was easy. Oh, most expensive is Arlia.
Hardest or most expensive, you know?
Most expensive, Arlia Vegeta. Hardest, the Funimation Metallic Whis.
Oh man,
Was that because everybody just wanted that one?
Or
was it?
It was because of my financial situation at the time.
Okay, gotcha.
Because I wasn't making as much money.
Mhm.
I had all my bills paid. It's not like I was prioritizing buying Funko Pops. But
Yeah.
I'm like, with the leftover money I had, I was like, I'm never gonna get that Whis.
Mhm.
Like I could get a few Funko Pops here and there. I'm never gonna get that Whis. But the credit card came in clutch, and when you pay it off and you get the points, hey,
right?
it said you have 100,000 something points. I said, cool. That sounds like a Funko Pop to me.
Right.
So I just used that. I was like, cool. I got a free Funko Pop.
Are you one of those collectors when it comes to Funko Pops that feel like Funko is like an investment of sorts?
When it comes to collecting, no. Now I do though. I do now though. I mean, I did a few months ago. I mean, I don't collect them now, but the only reason I have Funko Pops now is to get them signed. Or if it's I don't have like an actual figure of these characters, then I'll have the set. But like I recently just got the Yu-Gi-Oh, like some Yu-Gi-Oh 1/7 scale figures, and they look way better than the Funko Pops. But I want to keep the Funko Pops one because I like Yu-Gi-Oh, and I want to get them signed.
Okay, cool. With the, do you feel like the prices on Funko Pops are like validated, like are worth those prices when it comes to like the exclusives or like the chase figures?
So are we talking about like regular, like I go to GameStop Funko Pop, or like child's exclusives where they make it $20 a Funko exclusive?
Let's say both, because I mean, don't you have like the Comic-Con exclusives at the stores as well?
Yeah, I think $15 is a great price point. See, that's my thing. Comic-Con exclusive, limited. I like it when it's 15. Like, you know, the pop price is 15. When I go on a website that's like Chalice or Galactic Toys and they're charging $20 for their exclusive Funko Pop, and it's just one, I'm like, come on, dog. I'm like, $20. And then I got to pay shipping on top of that, too. Now, I can see if it's $20 with shipping. Right. Okay, cool. But $20 just for the pop, when I could go and get like an SDCC exclusive the day it drops for $15, I'm like, come on. Your exclusive is not even limited.
Right.
These SDCC ones, once they're not in store no more, they're not hitting stores again. So it's like, I don't get the the point or the process of that.
Yeah.
Right.
Because I remember going out looking for like con exclusive pops, and it was so hard to like chase them down when you're looking for them in the wild. Did you ever have to go do that? Like chase one down?
I always was on, like, I was always on it release day. Like, you know, the day it dropped, I was always on it that day. But if it was like one like I couldn't get because I wasn't collecting at the time, then I just buy it online. I save up enough money and buy it online.
Okay.
I already knew I was going to get that bad boy in store.
Yeah.
Right.
Let's see. I think I have one more question for you.
I have one more too.
Go ahead. Sorry. Go ahead.
You can go first.
No, you can go. It's fine.
Mine's kind of an ending.
Okay, fine. I'll go.
Yeah.
When it comes to reading, watching anime or manga, do you have any guilty pleasures, and what are those guilty pleasures?
Mike, did you not listen to the beginning of this podcast?
What?
About the Nasty Man comics and stuff?
I am, but
of course there's guilty pleasures. Jesus.
But do you feel guilty about it? Like,
I mean, at first, when I was first coming into the
like, are there ones where you're like, I don't want to? Was it be like, are there ones where you're like, I don't want to talk about this in public? You know, like
that was Uzaki for me at one point.
Okay, Uzaki.
Boy.
Yes, and right now, I guess we would consider that. Like right now, my anime for that, I would kind of say is Nagatoro, but everyone knows I love Nagatoro, so I was like, it's not really a guilty pleasure, but I wouldn't. Okay, so I watch Nagatoro on stream every time it's been released this season, this anime season. I've watched it on stream with a lot of my viewers.
Okay,
I don't think I can watch it like with my homies or anything. Like, I can't go in the room. Hey, yo, dogs, y'all trying to watch some Nagatoro, bro? Like they're like, what? Like I can do that or Uzaki-chan. I can't do that. But if I go in the room full of homies. Y'all trying to watch some Dragon Ball Z fight compilations or some Naruto? Like, yeah, man, let's go ahead and do it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I can't watch the Nasty Man series with my homies, but we all respect that I do like that type of stuff.
That's until you get into Faku and you're like, I can't tell anybody that.
I mean, like Uzaki-chan's like not.
I'm just gonna wait. I'll get that one message on Instagram. I started reading Faku manga. Oh well, how come I don't see any videos on it? Because I'm a little embarrassed by it right now.
We don't talk about that.
And not right now. Jesus Christ!
I'll let you borrow my password later.
Yeah. See if Michael's sending you the book. Y'all live like down the street from each other somewhere.
We live like a couple hours away from each other.
Oh yeah.
It's better than me in a whole different state. All right, so my last question is: do you ever wish to take a trip to Japan? Because everybody goes, that's the motherland you got to go to, being an otaku nerd and whatnot.
Oh, of course. I definitely want to take a trip to Japan. I want to get my expenses right, though, because this is my thing. You know, a lot of people say, I want to go on a trip. Well, see, I want to go on a trip, and I want enough money to buy whatever I want and bring it back with me.
Yeah.
Right.
Because that's the thing I don't think people, like, really put in the effect of going there, buying stuff, and bringing it back with you. Like, and I want
you can always ship it back.
See, but that'd be expensive, too. Shipping from Japan to America?
That shipping was the better way to go.
Yeah, a lot of people ship their stuff back whenever they take trips to Japan.
I mean, I'll do.
I don't know how much the shipping is.
I'd be afraid. See, I'd be afraid.
Be like, why do you have 5? You're like, why do you have 5 suitcases with nothing in them? You know.
I mean, that's me. That would be me.
Yeah.
Check them.
I'm that type of guy.
Check them.
It's gonna be embarrassing when they pull out the Ozaki figure. It's gonna be embarrassing when they bring out the Ozaki figure where she's like in a bathing suit. I'm like, look, y'all didn't have to open the suitcase. I told y'all not to, but y'all did.
Hey, I mean, you know, an easy way around that. You save up some more and you see if you can get a private jet and you just fly everything back. That way you don't have to worry about anybody else touching it, and you'll know that you have it all together.
Oh, true. I mean,
you just gonna be like,
that won't happen, but that's true. I definitely don't see myself having that much money in the near future.
You never know. You can rub elbows with somebody. Hey, hey, Dwayne, will you let me borrow your private jet to fly back to Japan on the 30th, please? Thanks, Dwayne. You know you're the Rock. Just want you to know that. Fist bump.
That was a nice one. I was just like, yeah, bro, yeah, you know it's me, Dark Sage. I'll try and use my name like I got clout. Yeah, bro, you know me. I got like 20,000 on YouTube. People like, dude, I have over millions of followers. You think I really know you?
But anyways, thanks for coming on. Pimp all your social medias, so our followers can check you out.
All right, boom. So YouTube, check me out on YouTube at the Dark Sage. Hopefully, I'm the first person to pop up. My analytics should be right enough for me to be the first thing to pop up. Just search in Dark Sage manga if you got to. Instagram at Dark Sage Collections because that's for me to show you some of the stuff I got in my collection because I am a collector. Twitter, The Dark Sage, like Zawardo from JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, ZA Dark Sage. Twitch, Chase the Dark Sage, literally Chase the Dark Sage. That's it for my social medias.
All right, we will put all his social media links down below in our description, so you guys can check him out and go check him out. He's a really fun content creator. I personally like his stuff. I find you to be hilarious.
Thank you.
But anyways, thank you for coming on. This was a lot of fun talking to you.
Right.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah.
For the second time, I'll say.
Yeah, for the second time.
Especially getting through all our difficulties.
Yeah, trust me. That week when we tried to reschedule and my computer went down, oh my god, I was going crazy in the
Oh
house
yeah.
Yeah.
because I could record videos, but I couldn't edit them or nothing. That was like a week where it was like slow for my uploads. I was like, yo,
Yeah.
like, I was spazzing out when my computer went down.
Yeah.
Luckily, you got that all sorted out. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm just so happy that it's way better now.
Right.
Yeah. But yeah, thanks for coming on. I guess we'll plug our stuff now. If you have any questions, concerns, you can contact us at Otakuology Podcast at gmail.com. We actually do have a YouTube channel, so this will go up on our YouTube channel as well with Otakuology Podcast as well. And you can find us on all major podcast platforms, YouTube, Spotify, not YouTube. We're on YouTube, but Spotify, Anchor, Stitcher, iHeartRadio, Google, and Apple Podcasts.
Dope.
I think that's all of them. I don't remember.
No.
Anyways, guys.
You forgot that one. Which
Which
I don't
one?
know that one.
We're on all. If you search Otakuology, you'll find us. But thank you for listening, and go check out Chase the Dark Sage. He's cool.
Right.
Anyways.